Hello, I just want to show off the werewolf build I'm running right now. I'm level 65, I'm doing world tier 4 dungeons, pure werewolf. I just kind of wanted to show, a lot of people are like, you can't even do world tier 3 as werewolf, but you can, and you don't need any uniques to do it. So I'm just going to run through the end of this dungeon real quick, and then I'll go over the gear and stuff at the end.
Ready yet. I need time to do that. I must wait a moment.
Alright, so this werewolf is incredibly good at killing bosses. Bosses are the easiest part of the entire dungeon. Stragglers are still a little bit slow. That boss was interesting. They had a lot of enemies spawn before the boss spawned. And I wanted to make sure I saved my ultimate for the boss. But maybe I should have just went ahead and used it right away to make the beginning faster. For gear, I only have things upgraded to level 3. I did get an ancestral weapon recently, so I do have that. I'm running critical strikes with core skills increase your attack speed. I think attacking fast is a big part of this build, and the alternative is really the blurred vision, the blurred beast, where you have to dash, and most of the time you notice that you're not dashing with werewolf. You're just not. You have to go out of your way. You have to lose damage in order to dash to get more damage. It's a very annoying playstyle, so I opted to see what I could do without it. Offhand, I've just got core skills deal up to increase damage on fortify. Boots have nothing on them right now, but I did want to put on, if you're injured while CC, you would get unstoppable. I got the increased armor when you deal any damage, increase one companion, more companion damage, damage reduction in werewolf, basic skills grant damage reduction. This is the thing that really brings everything together, is the grizzly rage. Shape shifts you into a dire werewolf. Movement speed is whatever. Damage reduction is gone. 60%, 75 spirit cost reduction. That is amazing, first of all. You can just shred forever, and the only time you need to stop shredding really is to weave in damage reduction from basic skills if you need it. Also, you get lots of healing from this, which is phenomenal. Ring, I've got just core skills deal more damage because I've got 2 poison creepers instead of 1. So that's 14% more core skill damage. I don't know if this is really the item I want here, but it's what I got right now. And then this is the other really nice legendary, is that the duration of Grizzly Rage is increased. And the critical strikes while Grizzly Rage is active increase your critical strike damage by 10%. This is amazing. It's absolutely insane. It's where so much power comes from during your ultimate. Absolutely highly recommended. You can get this in the Codex of Power, but it will only increase the duration by 1 second. But even so, you're still getting the important part, which is the critical strikes. So those are my legendaries. Spirit boons right now. I'm running, of course, there's absolutely no choice but to take awareness, crit strike chance. I'm also running attack speed. I am going to get attack speed in my Paragon later, and I'm probably going to get rid of this attack speed because crit damage is really, really good for this build. I just want to be able to attack fast at the moment, and I think it makes a big difference. Pack leader, you have to pretty much take this one. Critical strike, lucky hit, gives the poison creeper resets. The only other one I would take is the extended duration on ultimate skills, but I think that the pack leader is more important at the moment. And then the critical strikes will heal you while shapeshifting. Then we've got our abilities. I go for claw with the poison. I have the abundance and wild impulses maxed. I've got shred with the raging shred for the poison. And we've got the crit chance on close enemies. I'm running blood howl just with the attack speed. Spirit's really not an issue, so I don't take the spirit one. Poison creeper with the duration increased because it literally doubles poison creeper's active damage. It's so strong. I really want to use a crit strike chance because critical strike is what this build is all about, but the poison damage and poison creeper is so strong you really can't use brutal poison. Ferocious poison creeper is so strong. Then of course called the wild max rank. I'm using rabies. I've got 9 somehow, and the rabies damage is really not scaling well with skill levels. It's so low, which is unfortunate. And then I run 100% faster because the Savage Rabies really does you a disservice. It doesn't increase your damage at all, unless you're killing enemies faster than 6 seconds, which sometimes you are, but it's not a big deal. But the important thing is that you'll get so many modifiers that are damage against poison targets and damage reduction from poison targets that you kind of want your poison to be on them as much as possible. So Savage Rabies is not very good in my opinion. Natural Rabies is much better. I'm also running 2 ranks in Neurotoxin for an increased slow, max Envenom, max Toxic Claws, and then with Grizzly Rage, because we're all about Grizzly Rage these days, just all the way through. And we're still running Lupin Ferocity. For Paragon right now, I'm not going to lie to you and say I know exactly what I'm doing with Paragon. This is my first character, and I'm just kind of moving along as I see I should. The thing about Werewolf is you need a lot of damage reduction. You need a lot of survivability, or you're not going to make it. You're going to have a really, really bad time. So I started with the armor maximum life side. I went up into this damage, and then I went into the werewolf board and went for Lust for Carnage to get more spirit. When you first get your board, spirit is a really huge problem, so that's what I did first. I stopped and got this attack speed, which is super helpful. And then I went and got werewolf skill damage so I could make my way out of this board. I would probably say that getting the glyph socket first before leaving the board is probably a better idea. I am planning eventually to come back and get this werewolf skill damage, get this glyph socket, and get this healing received. But I moved into the poison board after that. I thought that at this point I really wanted damage reduction, so I went and got the damage reduction from poisoned enemies. I also just quickly moved down here to get more damage to poison enemies, and I got the glyph socket here. The glyph socket here is really important because you can very easily get 40 willpower to make this werewolf glyph work at this point. More damage in werewolf, but also the damage reduction is really the most important part. And over here I'm running this glyph I didn't talk about earlier. This glyph is a placeholder. I don't have the dexterity here right now to make the glyphs I want to use work. So I'm just running this so I can get the bonus to all rare nodes at the moment. So more willpower, more damage. It's not the smartest choice right now. I should go back and get the dexterity and put in a glyph I do want, which is either going to be Tracker right now. Tracker is really, really strong. I want to get that up and running soon. The other one I would want is damage reduction against close enemies. That would be really good as well. There's some others. Bane is good. Fang and Claw is good. Those are the main ones right now, but you really want the damage reduction and the poison damage effect lasting longer while you're working this through. After that, I went up here for the poison damage, and I'm trying to make my way right now. I'm getting this poison resistance, this max life. I'm working my way towards heightened malice. I do want to see if I can fit this damage to elites and poisoned enemies on here as well. After this, I'm planning on going down here because I'm so close and putting in Inner Beast, I believe. Inner Beast is something I want to hurry up and get on top of because over here you can get more attack speed. Inner Beast will also help with your spirit. There's also some nice options here for defense that I may take, even if it's just temporarily. I mean, this armor is probably going to be really nice. I'm not sure how much of this board I'm going to actually end up running, but I would go in and get the attack speed, I get the legendary node, and I come here for the glyph socket to get shapeshifting, skill damage, and even armor and willpower. That's my plan right now, so we'll see how that goes. But this build right now does a lot of damage, and its survivability is pretty good. The only thing is that when you get those really big packs of elites, like 4 or 5 or whatever it is, and things are super hectic, you need your Grizzly Rage to get through it, because this is going to give you your Fortified, this is going to make you immune to CC, this is going to just keep you going, and you kill elites pretty quickly with your shred spam. So if you run into these giant packs and you don't have your Grizzly Rage, and that's when you'll usually see that you're dying. This isn't a build I'd really recommend for a hardcore character, because you do die from time to time. Like in this situation where I'm running 73 and I'm only level 65, you do die from time to time. But Grizzly Rage almost always prevents you from dying when you have it. But alright, I just wanted to show that off. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.